Oh, sorry for the mess, sweetheart. I'll clean it up right after this. Did you bring the blankets? Perfect. Candles too. Oh, I like those ones. You weren't kidding when you said you stocked up. You really know how to make it cozy wherever we go. I wouldn't have known anything about this place if it wasn't for you. That's my boy. Renting out a cabin in the middle of the woods was a great idea. Even if the ride over here was a little scary. At least we made it in before the snowstorm got to us. Yeah, I mean, look now. It's so picturesque outside. It's like we're in a Bob Ross painting or a Christmas card. Oh, or one of those Hallmark movies. I gotta laugh. Oh, no. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, who knows? Maybe the shopkeeper I bought this wood from was actually Santa. Okay, that's enough. I gotta light this thing. There. Now, about these wood chips. No, sweetheart. Never thought myself to be a lumberjack, but starting a fire is one of my specialties. Starting to get dark out. God, look at that snow. Do you think after the storm stops, we'll get to see some stars? We are far enough away from the city, but you might be right. So much gray in the sky. But right now, what I want to focus on isn't outside, but right here next to me. Can I kiss you? Thanks. What am I thinking we should do tonight? I mean, maybe this is our first big trip together since you became my boyfriend, so who knows what could happen. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. There are way too many stories of couples going on a trip together and coming home quiet and distant, or like they want to rip each other apart. But that's not exactly what I had in mind. Are you okay? No, really. What's wrong? Was it something I said? You just seem so excited to come here, but up until now, I don't know, I can sense that you're uncomfortable. I'm just saying that, I mean, look around. Fresh fallen snow outside, we got a fire, candles burning, plenty of blankets and pillows. This looks like the perfect opportunity to, you know, fulfill a fantasy. Come on, darling. I bought a little box at the store for a different kind of wood. Okay, hold on. Talk to me, honey. What's on your mind? That's not the kind of fantasy you were thinking of? Well, there is the bedroom down the hall if you prefer we start there instead. That's not what you mean either. Okay, then. What kind of fantasies do you have? You don't have any? What do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. Well, yes, I was kind of nervous going on this trip too. Afraid? You mean you were afraid or are afraid? Oh, no, darling. I didn't mean it. No. Hey, listen. Everything's okay. You know you can always tell me anything. You're my boyfriend. If something's on your mind, I don't want you to be scared to tell me. Even now, we're still, learning about each other. That's part of the reason why I wanted to go on this trip with you in the first place. I want to get to know you more, but I'm not going to force anything out of you. But, darling, I think you're hiding something from me. What is it, love? Cake? What about cake? Huh? Lots of flavors to choose from. Yeah, it can be hard to pick a favorite, I get that. You've said it yourself, cake is a never rejected dessert, and I agree. Who doesn't love cake? Wait, what? Ladies in the perfume department. Spraying in your face. What the... Honey, I'm not following. They're annoying, yeah, but they're just doing their job. So you have a nose, but you don't smell. Oh, what's with the analogies? What are you trying to say? You're asexual. Oh. So you don't like... Hey, wait, don't go. I still love you. Yes, I do. It takes a lot of courage and trust to come out to somebody, and I'm thankful you decided it was time. You weren't trying to tell me how much you hate perfume. You were trying to say that you don't like the idea of sex being thrown at your face. And that's what I was doing. Sorry I frightened you. I didn't know the hints made you uncomfortable. Huh. It all makes sense now. All those times you checked the ratings of shows before you watched them. All those dates where you wanted to leave early. I had no idea. I'm not mad at you, sweetheart. I'm proud of you. I suppose this wasn't the kind of reaction you were expecting? No, honestly, I didn't know. Even if I did and I told you I already knew, wouldn't that be kind of rude? Please, don't feel like you need to excuse yourself. You don't have to explain anything. You don't need to make love that way if you don't want to. No, I would never. Why would I leave you? Love, do you know why I prefer to ask to kiss you before I do? It's because I want to be sure that you're comfortable. The last thing I want to do is make you feel like you have to give that part of yourself to me just because we're dating. Plus, you've told me about, your exes. I'm so sorry you had to suffer through that. That's so You didn't deserve that kind of treatment. Nobody is entitled to your body. No one. I couldn't imagine demanding such a thing. Well, it makes sense why you were scared. Even then, you didn't know how they would react if you told them, let alone what they would do if you refused them. You did what you felt would keep you safe at the time, even if it meant staying in the closet. You shouldn't feel ashamed of yourself for their actions. It wasn't your fault. I'm so sorry they mistreated you. There is nothing wrong with you. It doesn't matter what anyone has told you. They don't know what's right for you. If you don't feel that kind of attraction towards someone, well, who's to say they deserve you by default? Just because someone finds you an attractive man doesn't make them entitled to anything. Sex does not work that way. If you don't want to do it, then we don't have to. It's true. If you feel uncomfortable with something, I want you to tell me. I'm grateful that you're honest with me. I want you to feel safe. I mean, we never have to do anything that you don't want to do. I mean it. Doesn't bother me. I love you, sweetheart. And sex isn't something you must do to prove to me that you love me back. I mean, there's so many other ways to show it. There are. I love you by... how I cut the crust off sandwiches because I know you don't like them. I love you by putting the kettle on before you come over so you can have a hot cup of tea or coffee when you arrive. I love you by giving you your space when you need it and not talking whenever we're watching a movie because I know how much you hate that. You know, it's how I send you a good night text. Or all those funny memes that remind me of you. I love you by leaving the light on and looking forward to hearing your voice again. I love you, darling, and if you prefer cake over sex, well, we can go to the bakery instead of the bedroom. And no, I will never spray perfume in your face. Oh, those. Actually, don't worry about it. I can try to return them at the store or maybe, give them to a friend. I think they'll need the condoms more than we do. Really, darling. Don't worry about it. Want a hug? Okay. Come here, my boy. Thank you, darling. I feel honored to have you in my arms. You're safe. Thank you for coming out to me. I'll never demand anything of you. So, wanna watch any of those cheesy Hallmark movies?